Oh, just lost my place. Sorry. Um, 67, wasn't it? Sorry about that. Okay. Good morning, and we are in our last little bit of 101, and it's quite a lot. So he gave for a reason that they've met all these problems, um, because they hadn't done what they were asked to do, that they were slothful and they were arguing together with each other. And he gave some parables. Now we're going to go on. Nevertheless, I have said unto you in a former commandment, let not your gathering be in haste nor in flight, but let all things be prepared for you. And in order that all things may be prepared before you, observe the commandment which I have given concerning these things, which saith or teacheth to purchase all the lands with money which can be purchased for money in the region round about the land which I have appointed to be the land of Zion from the beginning, for the beginning of the gathering of the saints. So here I think is that principle that it's to be purchased with money, not with promissory notes or anything like that, that it should be legally bought with the money that they have, and each time they should purchase more land. All the land which can be purchased in Jackson County and the counties round about, and leave the residue in mine hand. So they're still saying, hey, we're still going to buy it, we're still going to do this in Jackson County. Now verily I say unto you, let all the churches gather together all their monies, let these things be done in their time, but not in haste, and observe to have all things prepared before you. Now think about this. They need to gather all their money to help redeem Zion in the way that they can and purchase the land. And this is to go to all of the um, churches. In other words, all of the congregations that they have throughout the eastern United States. Let honorable men be appointed, even wise men, and send them to purchase these lands. These things aren't new. These are things that they should have been doing already, but he's reiterating this is how we're going to redeem Zion. And the churches in the eastern countries, when he's talking about countries, he's talking about eastern United States, not like different countries. Um, if they will hearken unto this counsel, they may buy lands and gather together upon them, and in this way they may establish Zion. There is even now already in store sufficient, yea, even an abundance to redeem Zion. Notice how he says that. He's making it very clear that they have enough there if everybody pitches in, and to establish her waste places, no more to be thrown down, where the churches who call themselves after mine were the churches of who call themselves after my name willing to hearken to my voice. I wonder why that didn't show up. Sorry, I had that showing up earlier, but it didn't show up that time. And again I say unto you, those who have been scattered by their enemies, it is my will that they should continue to importune for redress and redemption by the hands of those who are placed as rulers and are in authority over you, according to the laws and constitution of the people, which I have suffered to be established and should be maintained for the rights and protection of all flesh, to the just according to just and holy prophets, that every man wait, okay, that every man may act in doctrine and principle pertaining to the futurity, according to the moral agency which I have given unto them, that every man may be accountable for his own sins in the day of judgment. This is why the Constitution is given. That's what he's saying there. Therefore, it is not right that any man should be in bondage to another. Though he's teaching about um, the saints and their expulsion, I believe strongly this is also an allusion to the fact that there that we still um, do not hold to slavery, though that's a different issue and different time. For this purpose have I established the constitution of this land by the hands of wise men, whom I raised up unto this very purpose, and redeemed the land by the shedding of blood. Now, this is talking about the Revolutionary War and the Constitution being redeemed from the British by the shedding of blood. Now, unto what shall I liken the children of Zion? I will liken them unto a parable, another parable of the woman and the unjust judge. For men ought to always pray and not faint, which saith, and this is like I think it's in Luke um, 18, if you want to see when it was said in uh, Jesus' time. Um, there was the There was in a city a judge which feared not God, neither regarded man. And there was a widow in the city, and she came unto him, saying, Avenge me of mine adversary. And he would not for a while. But afterward he said within himself, Though I fear not God, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. Thus I will liken the children of Zion. Let them importune at the feet of the judge, and if he heed them not, let him importune to the feet of the government, and if the governor, sorry, of the governor, and if the governor heed them not, let him importune to the feet of the president. If the president heed them not, then will the Lord arise and come forth out of his hiding place, and in his fury vex the nation, and in his hot displeasure, and in his fierce anger, in his time will cut off those wicked, unfaithful, and unjust stewards, and appoint them their portion among hypocrites and unbelievers, even in outer darkness, where there is weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth. Pray ye, therefore, that their ears may be opened unto your cries, that I may be merciful unto them, that these things may not come upon them. What I have said unto you must needs be, that all men may be left without excuse, that wise men and rulers may hear and know that which they have never considered. Again, that's going back to some of the scriptures in Isaiah, that that I may proceed to bring to pass my act, my strange act, and perform my work, my strange work, that men may discern between righteous and the wicked, saith your God. And again I say unto you, it is contrary to my commandment and my will that my servant Sidney Gilbert should sell my storehouse, which I have appointed unto my people, into the hands of mine enemies. Let not that which I have appointed be polluted by mine enemies, by the consent of those who call themselves after my name. You see that he's really saying they should be able to be there, and they should be able to fight for their lands and purchase up these things, um, and keep the land. This is a very sore and grievous sin against me and against my people, in consequence of those things which I have decreed, which are soon to befall the nations. Now look how he says this, which soon to befall the nations. Remember, he's already given um, the revelation of war, or revelation on what would be the Civil War, and I think this is again alluding to that these, if these things aren't able to be done, then these, it will reflect what will befall the nations, or um, the effect that would come because of the Civil War. Wherefore it is my will that my people should claim and hold claim upon that which I have appointed unto them, though they should not be permitted to dwell thereon. Nevertheless, I do not say that they should not dwell thereon, for inasmuch as they bring forth fruit and works meet for my kingdom, they shall dwell thereon. So they need to bring forth the fruit and works meet for the kingdom, and they shall build, and another shall not inherit it, and they shall plant vineyards, and they shall eat the fruit thereof. Even so, and amen. Saying at one point you will be able to have claim, and nobody will break these down. But at this point, it's not looking that way. So there's a few things in here. One of the big things was when it said that let the churches in Easter lands, where is it? Um, to give of their monies, and that there's already in store sufficient, yea, even an abundance. I don't know all about that, but we will see in the next few sections that there is an there is insufficient um, interest in redeeming Zion, and we will see about that in the next few couple of weeks. But I hope today what we can get from this is that we do have things in place to help redeem Zion today in a way. maybe not the land, but the people, when we share together and I can't help but when we go to the temples here, and when the Preston Temple was built, I was really impressed that the money for the temple, most of it came from uh, the United States to build the temple. We didn't have sufficient in numbers to build the temple ourselves. And I believe that's probably true in every land that these temples are being built, that it's coming from um, the centers of strength in the church. And I think that's why we are able to build where we build and how we build, including temples and churches and other places um, throughout the world, because of the donations of the people and the um, desire to um, do the work of the Lord in whatever way that they can, wherever they are. And I think that that is what the principle here is supposed to be. And I think we're seeing it in our time in a different way, in establishing Zion throughout the world, not just one place, but throughout the world, in building of temples, of meeting places, of just being part of the saints. So I hope today that you can feel that you're gathered to be part of the saints. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.